Hey y'all, Grand Rising, good afternoon and good evening. I thank you in advance for your viewership and support. And today was an unlikely choice, but I felt that it was definitely necessary. Um, the algorithm for me right now is a very strange place, and it's weird right now what's happening. The way we're experiencing things going into the end of the year, it just feels like, you need to take a double take every single day. But when it's all said and done, honey, you can't make this stuff up. So by now, I know you've seen the thumbnail and you've seen the title. So you know that this reading is about none other than Melania Trump. Now, I never thought that I would do a Melania Trump reading, but stranger things have happened. So, you know, um, for those of you who are not aware, there were some really interesting statements that were made by Cardi B. Um, she was speaking, I don't even know how to describe this. It was like she was giving her support to Kamala for running the race and congratulating her for, you know, um, sticking to her, guns, so to speak, and being able to do what she needed to do, even though she did not win the election. So somehow, some way, she went from, giving admiration for Kamala to taking, jabs at President elect Donald J. Trump, and Melania happened to catch a stray. And when I say she caught a stray, this was a major stray. Um, Cardi called Melania a whore. She posted a picture of the First Lady in the nude. And I thought that that was quite interesting that Cardi would possibly slut shame the First Lady or anyone with her history in exotic dancing and the type of music that she creates. You just would think that she would be the last one to be the moral police, so to speak. But that's how we got here, and that's why I'm doing this reading. So let's go ahead and tap in. I know some people still don't know about this, or you didn't see it in the algorithm. Y'all, let's tap in. Angel, spirit guides, and ancestors, show me the energy around Melania Trump. So we've got the Four of Pentacles. So, the energy around her is about stability and building for generations. Yeah, everything around her is about abundance and love. So it's like she's been through a lot throughout her life. 10 of Wands, she's faced a lot of really heavy adversities. And I'm channeling, you would think someone like Cardi would understand her, because their backgrounds, even though they're from different cultures, different countries, they're not that far removed. They're not that far different. So she's concentrating on just resting. Okay, so you got the card of, anxiety, not being able to sleep, And like I said, she's focusing on resting. Excuse my yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, she's focusing on resting. But what is it that's giving her anxiety? Okay, so you got the death card. And in this situation, um, I feel like that's literal because of the energy that is around her husband, being worried about threats and attempts and things of that nature. So it makes it hard for her to really relax because she doesn't know what to expect. So you've got the Page of Cups here. So it's like she's not really interested in engaging anyone right now. She's keeping her communication very light, um, very, very quick and to the point. So independent woman in reverse in the High Priestess. So independent woman in reverse, it's like almost like at times feeling like a bird in a gilded cage. It's not that she doesn't have, resources or anything like that. It's not about poverty. It's about, the freedom to move around as she pleases, which, we know that she can't just move around as a regular everyday person anymore because of, her husband's presidential status. It's not safe for her to just be out. So with the way the climate is right now, not just in politics, but just in general, it's really more so safer for her to just, rest, recuperate, and stay put until the, just in general, until the public starts to kind of calm down and settle into her husband and being in the White House. So it's like feeling like, being trapped by success, so to speak. So there's balance coming to her through a new beginning, though. So here it is. You got the Four of Pentacles that fell first, and then here's the Magician that falls under it. So like I said, she's worried about manifesting, well, not necessarily worried, I'll say she's more concerned with manifesting, stability for her family and, the generations of her family, which any mother and wife would be. And I feel it's more so because, like I said, she's been through a lot of adversities in life. Life wasn't so kind to her early on. Um, she had to take a lot of lemons and make lemonade, so to speak. So it's like, she made the best out of a lot of bad situations. Seven of Pentacles. So it's like she just wants to invest in, things that are more kind and loving, things that are going to be in a higher vibration type of energy. And see, when I said about the rest card, because you got the Four of Swords here, she knows she needs to get her rest. She needs to recuperate because they've been on the road a lot recently. But, it's like not being able to trust anyone right now is what's causing her a lot of anxiety because there's so much going on. If you could just imagine, some of the hatred, the upset feelings, the hurt right now due to people's, you know, energy and their feelings being at high alert right now, not knowing what to expect. So I could really understand why she has, issues with being able to relax. And here it is. It's like, Three of Cups represents, jovial settings and things like that. Also, third party gossip. So she has anxiety when it comes to going to gatherings because of a lot of the things that have transpired over the last, you know, 4 to 6 months. Yeah, and she's worried. She's concerned that, her soulmate, even though it's times when they don't get along, she loves him very much. She really does love Donald, but she's afraid of, you know, him possibly being unalived. And, she just at times she feels kind of melancholy, apologetic even about, being in a position to where she's standoffish, but she feels ostracized though. So Ace of Pentacles, it's like she does give acknowledgement to, the fact that marrying her husband did change her life, and it gave her balance through a new beginning. She was able to walk away from a certain type of life into a life that had more stability, um, a life that had more structure, so to speak. But she's acknowledging everything she has. She had to fight for it, honey. It's given. Don't let the don't let the smooth taste fool you. Don't let the pretty face fool you. She's a fighter. She's acknowledging everything that she had. She had to fight for it to get her balance through a new beginning. So interesting. So yeah, here it is. The marriage, the family life. It helped her to, like I said, it helped her to manifest this stability, because this is over here with the Four of Pentacles and the Magician. And she has a lot going on, with people, with the communication, the messages going back and forth, not feeling like she can trust what she hears. A lot of what she says, not what she says, a lot of what's being said, a lot of the messages going back and forth. She feels like she can't trust a lot of what she hears, or you can't trust a lot of what's being said about the overall situation. The way things are, you know, um, appearing to the public is not how they actually are. Yeah. And she said that's a burden, because it's like, I don't know who to trust, because it's so much going on. So, wow. So you got the Empress here. And the Empress also deals with, bringing things into fruition. There we go. And here it is. It's like things are happening so fast. Like, she she just has a lot of anxiety worrying about the life and vitality and safety of her husband because of the attempts, because things just, it seems like things came out of nowhere. And it's like she's just ready to move on, because it's like this whole situation, she wonders at times if this is even worth it, if, you know, all of what they have been through for her husband to be in the presidency is, you know, worth risking the family and risking their lives. And it, you know, it feels like she also acknowledges to be a part of this life, she has to give up on a lot of her personal liberties because she can't move around the way she wants to. So that Nine of Pentacles, the independent woman in reverse, it's not necessarily about her not having any money. It's more so about her not feeling free to have the independence that she used to have. But, you know, necessarily, you know, when she came into this relationship, it definitely was highly beneficial for her. It gave her balance through a new beginning. But like I said, she's acknowledging she had to fight for everything she has. It was not easy for her, like people think it is, to get to where she is. Yeah, there was a lot of, you know, juggling before she was able to solidify things and have things locked in place, you know, between the life that she had, the, you know, even the courting phase between her and President Trump, them dating, it's not the way people think that it happened. And she's saying that, you know, before I go any further, y'all, just in case I didn't say this, this reading is for entertainment purposes only. All things said are alleged. Alrighty, so, you know, it's not just, you know, the fairy tale that people think that, you know, she went through. Like I said, she had a very rough start, and, you know, she went through heartbreak, but she persevered. Knight of Wands. So, you know, here it is. It's like, you know, opportunities came and they went. And it almost feels like because of her past, or even because of her looks, you know, a lot of people may not have taken her serious, and they were only in that Knight of Wands passionate energy. But she's saying, hey, don't think, you know, I'm this quiet, docile little flower. I'll give it to you. Queen of Swords, Five of Swords. So, yeah, honey, she is not the quiet little damsel in distress, which is absolutely hilarious to me, because it takes someone that can, you know, be able to really, you know, get a situation together to handle somebody like Trump, because Trump has a very strong personality. So, you know, it's like she can give as good as she gets. He's not going to talk to her crazy without her popping her shit. So, you know, it's like, you know, don't let the smooth taste fool you yet again. I am not the weak damsel in distress. I may appear quiet, but if I need to say something, honey, it's going down, right? Justice. So justice represents balance, also the karmic balance. And, you know, even though, you know, these two may have their moments and they go back and forth, she does acknowledge that the family life brings balance to her life, especially once she started having children. Okay, so it's like her children, her son, her son is her life. And this was like one of the things that helped to bring her balance is her son. So she's tired of all the, people coming for her, honey. And I got the feeling that Melania may get a little saucy in her responses. So don't be surprised if you hear that Melania is clapping back, honey, because she's like, listen, Donald not the only one that can talk shit. I can get with you too. Be careful how you talk to me. So she also understands that, there's a lot of complicated energy around, businesses and, financial opportunities and things that are to come due to the energy with everybody being at high alert right now, because, the whole nation is at, a certain level of energy where you have people that feel like they are walking on eggshells. You have people that are angry. You have people that are emotional. And then you got, the group that's just like it is what it is. So until like maybe spring, people are going to be in a really touchy place. And this is what she's concerned about, especially when it comes to her family. And she's acknowledging this toxicity is what, is causing her anxiety, keeping her from resting. So you got the World here, which is the end of a cycle. This is like, just looking at her feeling like her world came to an end when, her husband was facing those, unaliving situations where people were putting his safety in jeopardy. And I just get the energy of constantly being worried about if this is actually going to happen, and facing a lot of humiliation and shame and just not knowing how to feel or what to say, being on pins and needles because of that energy. So she said enough is enough, y'all. She's gonna start, you know, cutting people off that she feels are, pushing either a dangerous narrative or a, narrative that is kind of warped in its intention. And she feels like that's her duty as his wife, Queen of Pentacles, to stand up and, speak out and protect the legacy of her family. So she's juggling on how she should come forward and speak. But baby, Melania's a little feisty, y'all. 5 of Swords. So you got the Hermit here. And it's like, it's a lot of back and forth with travel and the energy, like I said, that's going on. And it's like she just wants to separate herself and rest. And overall, it's like it's an unrequited offer and heartbreak when it comes to, the way things are turning out, because this is turning out to be bigger than she expected. Something about this election feels totally different than the last. And it feels like she was hoping that he would take a new approach and he would find something else to do after facing prison, jail time. And she was just like, I know you lying. You want to go back into the mouth of the beast. I thought that you had got this out of your system. And it's like, the decision for her may not been the happiest, depression or just like heartbreak. Like, we've already been through this before. Can't we just live our life at this point? It's like constant situations, back to back to back to back to back. Like, I just wish that we could go back to being a more normal family, whatever that means by their standards. And she's even acknowledging that there's a lot of energy, that was toxic, when it comes to the gossip and the energy that was manifested around, him being charged and going to jail, but it still turned out to be a hangman. Now, that energy was on all sides. It's not like one party or the other had this energy. It feels like this is why she has so much anxiety, because they really don't know who to trust. There is so much happening behind the scenes that people are not aware of. And if they knew what was happening, people would be shocked. That's the energy that I'm getting. Yeah. So wow. So you got the Lovers here, which also represents choice, not just lovers. And it also represents Gemini. So it's like after all of this happened, here he is. He pops back up, the Wounded Warrior. The Wounded Warrior is someone who is very persistent. They have tenacity. They don't give up. No matter how you come at them, no matter how you confront them, they just keep going and going and going. And eventually they are able to have success because they never stop persevering. So she knew, it's like, no matter what, he's not going to abandon this. He's stubborn. He's going to keep going and keep going and keep going. And it's like she sees, a lot of this she saw as toxic. She just wanted to leave it behind, because it's like, is this really worth it? It's costing us so much. But there was a bigger picture here, and it's like, well, if this is what you want to do, I'm going to ride with you, right? So it's like she knew she had to make a choice to bring balance through a new beginning, with the Temperance leading this next row here. And it was like, hey, I'm going to fight with you, If we got to travel, we go in and out, whatever it is we got to do, we're going to, pretty much separate ourselves from people. It's me and you. We know it's a lot that we can't trust, a lot of people that we can't really depend on. Yeah, this energy is so weird. It's like, even within their own party, there is energy that they can't trust. So they really had to depend on each other and keep things close to their chest, because they knew certain people were watching them. So I'm going to tap out of that energy, because it's starting to get heavy. I could only imagine, how she felt and what she was going through, with the whole attempt situation and people threatening the family and just a lot of drama. But through it all, she, sleep or no sleep, she stood by her man. So now we're going to get off into how she feels about what Cardi B said about her in her post. And we're going to wrap this up, because I want to be able to get this up tonight. Wait a minute. There we go. Finding some oracles, y'all. Thank you for your patience. All right, show me how Melania feels about the statements made by Cardi B. How does Melania feel about the statements made about her by Cardi B? Y'all, wait a minute. So you got the coach that pops out. So she's saying off the top, baby, stick around and I can show you something. I can teach you if you want to learn. Wow, so you got aid and assistance. And that's like mercy, charity, and kindness. Okay, so it's like, you know, I would have aided you. I would have been merciful towards you. I would have been kind towards you. Oh, Lord. Mask. And you see all these different faces. So that feels like she's looking at Cardi as if she doesn't even know who she is. Like you're someone, you know, your temperament is different, you know, depending on what the day is. Like, and at the bottom of the card, you got deception, pretending, and inconsistency. So, oh, okay. I told y'all Melania was a little feisty. So she's calling her fake. And here it is. It's like you came for me and now you're shook. Depression, phobia, paranoid. So it feels like to me, hold on, I'm going to move this over so I can get this in the camera. It feels like to me, Melania is, you know, challenging her wellness and stability, if you get where I'm coming from. And you got adventure here falling under coach. And it's a explorer, passion, and travel. So it's like, as you can see, this person literally is here on the top of the mountain and there's nowhere else to go. And it's like, from where I am, I can't even see you. Okay? So it feels like she's like I said, she's popping her stuff, because here it is, triumph falling under aid. It's like, you'll need me before I need you. You'll need my help to, or I could have guided you and coached you or been of assistance to you to help you triumph, success, victory, and achievement, mercy, charity, and kindness. You know, she's feels like better with me than against me. I could have been of assistance to you. Oh, oh Lord, robbery. Now we know what Cardi said about what she's done in the past, and she'll do it again. So it's, y'all, I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna leave that right there, because she's like, listen, you, she taking, baby, she taking it there, because it's like you don't even know who you are. You coming off like you got multiple personalities. You're unoriginal, like you're stealing from me. And weren't you the one that got to where you got to? Y'all, excuse me. Aren't you the one that got to where you got to through robbery? Ooh. Yeah. So it's like, here it is. The goal was, okay, so your goal was to get one up on me, to get one off of me, to trend off of me, and now you afraid. Mm. Now you got right here that just came out, and it's ceremony, mystery, and magic. And introvert, which is privacy, separate, online community. So, when you got privacy, separate, and online community, she's letting it be known that you aren't even, you know, you don't even have access to me. You're popping, whatever you're popping off online to your fan base. But when you got right, that's like, that one is so loaded, because it's like rite of passage, and also, her acknowledging that she knows that she deals with certain types of energy. So here it is, you got the family card, and you got coach and adventure, and then family. And the family card at the bottom, you've got bond, home, and background. Y'all, you got puppet. So she's not holding it back. She's like, instead of focusing on me, you need to focus on your family. And you're not even, you're coming for me, but you're not even a real person. You're a puppet. Now, y'all, this is not my views or opinions. I'm just reading the energy now. So you've got commitment here, binding, obstruction, and contract. So, ooh, this is like she's calling her out for not being an authentic person, and doing some interesting things to get to where she is, to make the commitments and be able to be in the position that she's in. And she knows that she's afraid of what can happen to her if her goals aren't met, if she's not seen, if she's not relevant. Um, Evidence. Yeah, Cardi, I don't think this was the best idea to come for the first lady, especially the way that you did. Uh, the evidence card, you got detection, investigation, and proof. So if I was Cardi, I would really leave this conversation alone, because you're dealing not just with the social media person, you're dealing with the White House here, and you don't want them to start looking into you and investigating you, because they could say that this is a threat, and you have, you know, possible intentions to cause harm in some type of way to the first lady through harassment. This definitely is not a regular person to, go into a verbal war with. This is a whole nother level, Lord. And then you got the curse card here. that falls under right, introvert, and it says hate, catastrophe, and misfortune. Bottom of the deck for your protest. So, like I said, I'm going to leave that there. And the smart thing I believe to do as far as Cardi is concerned is to leave this alone, not say another word in the First Lady's direction, especially if it has to be derogatory. If she is to say anything else, it should be an apology, because this is one of those, your arms is too short to box with, I ain't gonna say God, but who, to box with anybody that's high up on the food chain, period. It's definitely not a good idea. And this is going to hinder a lot for her behind the scenes, because this is someone that doesn't have to respond to you verbally. They can just use their influence, and that influence is quiet, but it's strong. So, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. And thank you so much for your viewership and support, and for the time that you spend with me. Y'all, I will go ahead and close this energy. This reading is adjourned. Everybody have a good night. And whatever you do, do not insult the First Lady or share pictures of her nude when she was in her other life. It's just not a good idea. And this, there's a lot of heightened energy right now, and a lot of anxiety just in general because of the current climate. So this is definitely not the best time to kind of jump off the porch. We'll go ahead and end it here, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Have a good night, a good afternoon, or grand rising, whichever one suits you best whenever you click on this video. And I will see y'all in the next. Bye, y'all.